Hello everyone, and welcome back to a very exciting chess game from the history of chess. In this chess game, we have Kramnik with the white pieces and his opponent Garry Kasparov with the black pieces. And this chess game was played in the Kasparov-Kramnik World Chess Championship match in the year 2000 in London, England. And Kasparov was the reigning World Chess Champion and Kramnik was the challenger. And they played 15 games and Kasparov has not managed to defeat Vladimir Kramnik in this match. Kramnik scored 2 wins against Kasparov and he defeated Kasparov with scoring that 2 important wins, and it was a very important moment in the history of chess. So Kasparov lost his title and Kramnik is also known as the man who defeated the man, the greatest, Garry Kasparov. Interesting, isn't it? They played 15 games and Kasparov never defeated Vladimir Kramnik. Okay, so they say Kramnik's Berlin defense was extremely solid against Garry Kasparov, and Kramnik played the chess of his life. It was absolutely amazing, and this was one of his victories against Kasparov. It's a little spoiler, but you have to see this chess game. It is absolutely a very beautiful and a fun little chess game. So this is from round 10 from the Kasparov-Kramnik Classical World Chess Championship match in the year 2000. So, okay, Kramnik starts the game with d4, knight to f6, and we have the Nimzo-Indian defense, bishop to b4, e3, and Kasparov castled, bishop to d3, d5, charging towards the center, knight to f3, c5, and Kramnik also castled. C takes on d4, e takes on d4, d takes on c4, and bishop takes on c4. So this is the main line of the Nimzo-Indian defense. b6. So basically Kasparov wants to place his bishop on b7. Bishop to g5, developing the bishop. Bishop to b7. And we have rook over to e1. Knight from b to d7. Rook to c1, rook to c8, and attacking the bishop. So maybe in this position, retreating the bishop is possible. Bishop to b3 is possible in this position. But Kramnik played queen to b3. Bishop to b3 would be a little bit more passive. It would be a passive move. So he preferred queen to b3. Both developing the queen, defending the bishop, and developing the queen with a tempo and attacking the bishop. A multi-purpose move. And in this position, we see a weak move by Garry Kasparov. He played bishop to e7. And this move is criticized by some of the chess experts. And the engine also didn't like this move. I'm not, of course, qualified enough to criticize Kasparov's moves. Kasparov was one of the greatest, maybe the greatest chess player of all times. But in this position, bishop takes knight, or retreating the bishop to a5 and keeping this pin, maintaining this pin, should have been considered. Bishop takes knight would be better, but bishop to e7 has a downside. Can you see the downside if you haven't seen this chess game before? Well, Kramnik played bishop takes knight. First, knight takes on f6. Bishop takes would be better, actually, but then knight to b5, and this looks unpleasant, both attacking on a7 and if defending, let's say with the rook, then knight to d6 is going to be unpleasant. So Kasparov didn't want this. Bishop takes, knight takes, but this move has a downside. This was also not a very good move by Garry Kasparov. Because in this position, Kramnik played bishop takes on e6, slashing, dashing chess against the world champion Garry Kasparov. Very confident play as well. Capturing the bishop. Now this is important. In this position, if immediately, let me put it on the board, if immediately capturing on e6, then black can capture the bishop, queen takes pawn, and black can actually block with the rook because there is no knight to e5, knight can take, or knight to g5 in this position. Okay, so it would be great if white can put his knight on g5 when the rook is pinned. Okay, so in this position, this is why Kramnik is eliminating the knight, and then he is landing on e6. And after capturing the bishop, he captured on e6 with check, and this time moving the rook up and blocking with the rook and also protecting the bishop is not possible because of knight to g5. So we have king to h8, rook to f7 fails to knight to g5, and that's a disaster for Garry Kasparov. Okay, so in this position we have king to h8 and then simply capturing the bishop, and right now Kramnik is 2 pawns up. And if exchanging the queens, white is going to be 2 pawns up, plus he is going to have the rook on the 7th rank. The rook is going to be on the 7th rank. So Kasparov didn't want this. First he played bishop takes on f3, damaging the pawn structure and then capturing on d4. But then very strong move by Kramnik, knight to b5, and this move is not about attacking the a pawn, getting closer to the king and also attacking the queen. So queen takes on b2, the material is even. But exchanging the pair of rooks and then knight to d6, attacking the rook and also aiming on f7. Now you know the idea, knight to b5, much better. So defending the rook but not defending on f7, that's check. So only move and then lining the queen with the king. Garry Kasparov is in big trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable. And this is move 23. So threatening knight to h6, so rook to f8, planning to defend on f7, but it is white to move. What would you do in this position? Now let me tell you which move doesn't work. Knight to h6 doesn't work, discovered check, double check. Let me put it on the board just to illustrate that. Then moving the king, and smothered mate doesn't work because you're not going to capture with the rook, you can capture with the knight, and it doesn't work. Okay, so of course this is World Chess Championship level chess, so Kramnik didn't make that blunder. Only patzers and big players and amateurs, beginners makes moves like that. Kramnik played, did you see the move? Knight to d8, of course, that's check. You can't block with the rook, that's out of questions. So moving the king and now. Queen to e7 by Vladimir Kramnik. Kasparov resigned in this position. Unbelievable. How to defend the rook? Incredible, isn't it? If rook to g8, this time we have the smothered checkmate. Okay, so queen to e7 and Kasparov resigned at move 25, a miniature, and threatening queen takes rook. How to defend? If rook to e8, then we have this beautiful finish, check, checkmate. And how about king to g8? What would you do in this position if you had the white pieces? Knight to e6, of course, double threat. Attacking to rook, checkmate. Or queen takes on g7, checkmate. Rook to f7 is the only defense. Then we have check, check, and then checkmate. And black is getting checkmated. What a fantastic chess game by Vladimir Kramnik. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time with more interactive chess games. Stay safe, take care, and bye bye.